Hello, everyone. I wanted to just say good morning, good day, and good evening to wherever it is that you're plugging into. And just thank you for choosing to join Railbookers today as we discuss some of our top luxury rail vacations with Railbookers. Now, please allow myself to really introduce myself. My name is Baltazar Lopez, and I'll be your host for today. Now, I'm going to really spend some time explaining who we are, what is it that we do, and some of our top selling luxury vacation packages all over Europe, Canada, and even Asia. And most importantly, I'll actually discuss some of the advantages that you have by booking through Railbookers, which isn't available anywhere else in the marketplace today. Now, first off, I would like you to know that you can actually download your own flyer here with our specials. Feel free to just go over to the bar, pull it down off the handouts, download it, and you can have that at hand. So whenever you call in to reach any of our consultants, like you see on the bottom of the screen, 888-829-3040, you can have some more knowledge on what we were able to talk about today. And if you had any questions during any part of this presentation, please feel free to put them into the question box below so I can assist you with any kind of questions. Now, I know that many of you have used our brand before. You're frequent travelers of ours, which we are extremely grateful for. But I know that there are some new names here that I want to be able to make sure we level the playing field. So, really, who are we? Well, Yankee Holidays was our first brand established 47 years ago, and that was in 1972. Now, in 2007, Yankee Leisure Group was formed as we were managing multiple brands. Today, we now have three distinct brands: Yankee Holidays, Amtrak Vacations, and Railbookers. But you could almost think of it as six brands when you consider Via Rail Vacations, Eurostar Vacation, and Trenitalia Vacations, all by Rail Bookers. And just 6 years ago, Yankee Leisure Group was just based solely in the Boston area. Today, we now have offices in Southern California, London, Beverly, Massachusetts, as well as Sydney, Australia. But today we're really going to focus on our Railbookers brand. Now, here are our brochure covers for Railbookers, and as you can see, our sub brands Eurostar, Via Rail, and Trenitalia. And Railbookers has actually been servicing the UK and Australian market since 2003, but we just introduced Railbookers to the US market at the end of 2017. Now, why would you even love traveling with Railbookers? I want to talk about these few main points. First off, being a bucket list experience, because there's something really old school and charming about riding trains. Between the food car, the conductors, the world flying right outside of your window, there's really a nostalgic appeal to train travel. Now, as for premier scenic routes, traveling by train is an extremely scenic trip because it's not like just driving in a bus or a car where the trains are going in routes where there are no roads. So you're going in just secluded areas right in nature where you're going through bridges, viaducts, tunnels, alongside lakes, oceans, along the coast, just really different sites of prairies, the farmlands, just the Swiss Alps. So many different sites that you can see right outside of your window. Much different than just flying overhead and just looking from the mountains, well, at least up in the sky, and also much different than just being confined to a seat like in a bus. Now, as for multi-country adventures, trains really make it an easy way to tick off multiple countries in a single trip, so you can actually maximize the time on your vacation without the need to go through lengthy check-in procedures or even airport security. And for example, a route, say Rome to Florence, that train route is about 1 hour and 39 minutes, where it can easily take 2 to 3 times that by motor coach, really depending on traffic. Now, convenience and relaxation. Have you ever been on a bus before where you wanted to go to the restroom, or maybe you wanted a snack, or maybe you wanted to do some activities like play cards with your traveling companions? Well, traveling by train makes it a much different experience because since someone else is doing all the driving, you can feel free to eat, drink, nap, get up and stretch your legs whenever you like. You can do all this and much more when traveling by train. Again, it's a much different experience than being confined to a seat like a bus or a plane. Now, a common question I get asked is, well, how big is independent travel in Europe? Well, here's a few stats we pulled up from the United States Department of Commerce. In 2017, 12.5 million Americans traveled independently to Europe, where out of that number, 3.4 million Americans traveled by train in between cities. Again, a lot of travelers, and we're already assisting so many, so we should be start assisting you. Now, this is the European rail network. So, just so you can get a little glimpse here, do you see all those colors there? Those are all the different rail systems just in Europe, and none of them talk to each other. But with rail bookers, we have direct contracts with all of them, which allows us to make any kind of reservation where you can just call us and we can put together any kind of trip within Europe or even Canada or even in some parts in Asia and as well as Russia. So if you're looking for a trip, maybe you want to start in Norway and go off to Portugal. We can put that together and it's a single phone call. Now, this is the Canadian network, mainly for the rail network. Now, many of you are aware of our sister brand, Amtrak Vacations, as we have vacation packages on the Canadian, which is the red line you see here on the map. Well, with Railbookers, we offer Via Rail Vacations by Railbookers, and we actually have vacation packages on all of these lines. That includes Prince Rupert and Prince George. That includes the route that's actually being created to go up to Churchill to see the Northern Lights as well as the polar bears. And that even includes going over to Toronto and Niagara Falls as well as Halifax. And we also work with partners with Rocky Mountaineer to give a different experience depending on budget for the Canadian Rockies. Again, we have so many options and we have packages on all of these lines. So what really can Railbookers provide for you? Well, I'm going to hit on a few of these main points. But really starting off, being a one-stop shop. Because we know with so many routes, trains, languages, and providers, booking a vacation by rail can sometimes be a confusing and a stressful task. Well, that's where we step in. Your vacation would be professionally planned by one of our rail experts who will not only organize all of your tickets, but your timings, excursions, hotel stays, and we pretty much send everything over to you for your rail vacation. It's that simple. All you would do is just sit back, relax, and get on board because we're going to book the rail accommodations, activities, transfers, ferries, intercity transportation, pretty much all of the land portion, all in a package, so you can just enjoy your trip. And whenever you have any questions or concerns, you don't have to worry about all the different reservations code. You don't have to worry about if you need to call the rail or if you need to call the hotel or the tour operator. You just give us a call and we can handle all of that for you. Now, flexibility. Have you ever tried to get a quote maybe to book a European package with the tour operator, but their itineraries were set in stone? Or perhaps after arranging a standard Venice, Florence, Rome itinerary, you wanted to take a train to Salzburg or Munich or even to Paris? Or maybe you wanted first class instead of standard, or vice versa. Well, with Railbookers, we can actually add and or change components to any of our packages. We could add additional rail or accommodations, and if we don't have a package that fits your needs, we'll just build one from scratch. Many tour operators offer a Prague, Vienna, Budapest, or a Venice, Florence, Rome. But how often do you desire to really mix it up and make it a one-of-kind trip? That's what makes us unique in creating the perfect trip for you. Now, what do I really mean about customization? Well, I have a few slides here, so to really go into depth with it. So we have a package called Venice and the Bernina Express, where you can do that package. But say you want an extra hotel night in Venice, maybe it's the same hotel or a different hotel. And say even after that, you want to head off over to Geneva so you can enjoy a quick getaway, maybe for 2 nights. Well, we can put all of those different components together, even though it's a different package, different adjustment to a hotel, as well as on top of another package, and what comes out is a customized vacation. Another way to look at it is we have a London to Paris package, but say you want to be able to make a stop over to Amsterdam, maybe to visit family or just to really get a different site to see. Well, we can just stop the package, go London, route it over to Amsterdam, and then route Amsterdam over to Paris, and then your customized vacation. Or we can just put package to package, where we have Venice via the Alps from London, where it starts in London, goes to Paris, stay a night in Geneva, going over to Milan, and then ending in Venice. But maybe you want to go more southern Italy. Well, just look at our Italy packages, and you'll come across our ultimate Venice, Florence, and Rome package, where we can just connect it right where the first package ends in Venice. This one starts in Venice to go down to Florence and then go down to Rome. So again, nothing's too much, nothing's too little for us to be able to customize. Now, as for this is an absolute game changer because maybe you tried making a plan for a trip for maybe next year, and it was for the European package, but you couldn't book the rail because you had to wait 90 days prior to departure for them to release the schedules or in the pricing. Or maybe you received an estimated cost on what the rail may be during that time of travel, but there was no guarantee that the price would remain the same as the day gets closer. Well, with rail bookers, you're actually able to get your rail tickets with scheduling up to 24 months in advance, which most train schedules aren't released until 90 days out. Now, I know on the screen it says 18 months, but quite recently, now we can extend it up to 24 months. And it's only because of our partnerships that we have with directly with Eurostar, Trenitalia, Renfe, Amtrak, Via Rail, Deutsche Bahn. List goes on and on. But it's those direct contracts that we have where we're able to make those reservations with our vacation packages. Maybe you have a passion for river and ocean cruises. Well, have you ever found that those pre and post packages offered by those suppliers really don't meet your needs? Or have you ever had trouble finding hotel inventory in those key cruise cities? Most ocean and river cruises, they offer a pre and post trip, but they're typically restricted to the port cities or they require a long bus ride with a required minimum number of travelers in order to even operate it. Well, with Railbookers, we have hotel inventory in key cruise cities, and our packages are actually designed to take you beyond the port cities. So you can see the regions not accessible by a riverboat or a cruise ship. And since you're not restricted to the port cities, there's no minimum number of travelers needed. We can provide the perfect custom pre or post trip that you're desiring. And another way I can go into depth with it is really a lot of our travelers, they don't realize that they're over in a different country and they're missing all the different sites just because it's not on a waterfront. We understand that many cruises come and go from Basel. So say that you arrive or you end in Basel, but we have packages like the Zermatt and St. Moritz where we can actually pick you up from that location or drop you off depending if it's a pre or post, and we can send you over to Zermatt, Brig. You can visit Core, go over to Zurich if you're going to fly out of there, or even go over to Italy to be able to go into Toronto. And what you're missing out if you don't do that is you're missing out on the iconic Matterhorn or seeing sights of the Swiss Alps on the Glacier Express, which is one of the most scenic day trips that you can do. Enjoying amazing Italian food and just so much more just from that one package. Or say maybe you want a different experience. You're arriving in Basel and you want to do our Lucerne and Zurich from Basel package. Well, you'll be able to enjoy the world famous Jungfrau Railway, which is will take you to the top of Europe, known as Jungfrau Joch, where that's a well-known trip in Switzerland, where anyone who's going through Switzerland must take that journey, and you would have missed it if you would have just stuck to the port city. You can go visit Mount Pilatus, where it's well known for the dragon heritage that lives up on the top of the mountain. The Bernina and Glacier Express, huge scenic day trips. The lakeside of Lausanne, and just so much more activities. Now we can add in more. We can get you over to Italy. We can get you over to even Spain or Portugal, or even just take you up to Northern Ireland. List goes on, but this is all available to you. Just we can customize it. Now, here's a few of my colleagues here on the screen, but have you ever wanted a breakfast in London, a lunch in Paris, and then a dinner in Switzerland? Or have you ever wanted to know whether you should take the Gotthard Pass or the Gotthard Tunnel? Well, with Railbookers, our expertise is not just in the destinations, as with many other tour operators, but we are experts in the train systems all over the world, and we're more than capable of recommending the best routes to take based on whatever your needs are. And our reservation staff actually travel on our packages, so they're more than capable of assisting you with any type of questions you may have. Um, and even if you have questions on what to do on a trip, well, they can provide the best recommendations because they were actually there. And of course, rail vacation types. So a common question I get asked is, what kind of trips do we offer? Well, this is pretty much a breakdown. Scenic rail journeys. Now, besides the trains just being naturally scenic, specifically the Bernina and Glacier Express, the Gornagok Railway with views of the Matterhorn, the Canadian Rockies to be able to enjoy the Canadian Rockies going through the mountains. Those are journeys made for specifically the scenic routes. Now, our classic journeys. That's maybe for first time travelers traveling internationally. That's the classic, uh, the, the Canadian Rockies, the classic Prague, Vienna, Budapest, or Venice, Florence, Rome. Now, as for our city breaks, those are a quick getaway, maybe for 2 or 3 nights. Think of it for your business travel, where you're adding on a couple nights before or after a conference in places like Rome, London, Paris, Berlin, Toronto, Vancouver. Um, Now, our pre and post cruise journeys. We work frequently in conjunction with Norwegian, Viking, Uniworld, and Avalon, where you just provide us the information on the dates available that you have, and we would put it all together for you. And customizable rail vacations. This is where we excel. Like I said, if we don't have a package that fits your needs, let's just build one from scratch and really tailor make it to your fitting. Now, we're at the point where I want to actually take some time to go a little bit deeper into the packages themselves. One of our first popular luxury vacation packages with the train is our Venice and Simplon-Orient-Express from Venice to London. Now, this package is going to start off in Venice for a 3 night stay. You get to take the the Venice Simplon Express, very well known for just the status that it has going over to Paris. And from there, you're going to go on a British Pullman car which is a sister brand of Venice Simplon-Orient-Express, to head over underneath the English Channel to go into London. Now, I'm going to actually break it down a little bit more for you. Your trip will begin over in Venice, where you'll have a 3 night stay. Now, once you arrive, you can really get your bearings and walk on the delightful cobblestone streets. It's just a romantic city, or you can even just enjoy the impressive churches and beautiful bridges. And during your time there, you can even head off to visit just Venice at your really at your leisure. You can go straight to Doge's Palace, or even attractions like St. Mark's Square, or even just enjoy the take a water taxi over to Lido, so you can enjoy the sandy beaches. And of course, a trip to Venice would not be the same if you don't enjoy the Grand Canal and enjoy a famous gondola ride to really admire the architecture from the waterfront. Now, after Venice, you'll board on the Venice Simplon-Orient Express. Now, with this route, you'll be able to board on San Lucia Station, where you're going to head journey over towards Paris. Now, you'll have a steward that'll show you to your private compartment, and you'll be able to enjoy a beautiful three-course lunch meal, as well as start going through the Swiss Alps, so you can enjoy the sights while you're enjoying a meal. And of course, afternoon tea is served. You have four-course dinner. Um, all the different meals are included, and I would recommend visiting the bar car 3674, mainly because there's a resident pianist who plays on a baby grand piano, so you could really enjoy your time there. Extremely classy. You can return to your cabin, where it'll be transformed into a cozy bedroom by your cabin steward. And of course, with this class, it's just a master class in customer service, not only attentive but warm and observant, because it really makes the experience very special. Because nothing is too much trouble, even in the middle of the night. Anything you need, they're there ready to assist you. Even if you need some supplies off the train, once you guys make a stop, they will make it happen. Now, the food on board includes all meals, for example, afternoon tea, breakfast, brunch, lunch, and dinner. And from time to time, the chef actually comes out afterwards to interact with the guest. And the living space on the cabin is very nice. Of course, you have your own washroom, your own basin. You have just mahogany everywhere, labeled through. And especially with the Venice and Orient Express, you can never be underdressed. It's actually, well, actually, you can never be overdressed, I should say. That women are wearing floor length gowns, and even men are wearing tuxes. So really, just people go all out. It just adds to the ambiguity of the VSOE. Then you're going to actually, during the morning, you're going to enjoy a continental breakfast on the train. And then once you arrive into Paris, you'll be able to just remain there for about 40 minutes as they prepare the British Pullman, where you'll be able to board onto that. Again, a sister train to the VSOE, where you'll be able to journey over to London. Now, you'll be able to enjoy traditional English afternoon tea and even some wine that's served while you take that journey over to the English Channel to make it into London. And you'll have 2 days to enjoy this amazing city before heading out, so you can enjoy just heading home. And of course, we can extend this package if you want to go off over to Northern Ireland, or even if you just want to take it off to a different direction, go enjoy Scotland. Just different activities that we can do if you would like to add on to this. Now, here are my colleagues who just came back from that trip not so long ago, and these were all photos that they took off their phone. So as you can see, the experience is just as it's shown. Now, the Venice Simplon-Orient Express from Venice to London, it's starting from $4,529 for a 1 week journey. Again, great package at a great price, all based around the VSOE. Now, another popular package of ours is our Belmond Royal Scotsman Highland journey. Now, I know that the map looks a little everywhere, so I'm going to break it down for you. But this really gives a great taste, really a full taste of Scotland. So you'll start your journey in London for a 2 night stay, and you can really enjoy the city at your own leisure. We can include city passes, hop on, hop off passes, so you can really get your bearings more with the city, or you can just enjoy it and just enjoy some local cuisine. You can visit the plazas, the malls, shopping centers before you head out. Now you're going to immediately board onto the Belmond Royal Scotsman, and this is a pure luxury train. It's going to show you magnificent terrain where it's going to start from vibrant plains, going over to leaving out of the Kingdom of Fire, which will then you'll enjoy some sceneries of the Highlands. And for this route, there's actually 15 twin, 3 double, and 4 single state cabins, and they're all interconnecting cabins in our sleeper cars. Now, all of them have a private bathroom with a shower, a wash basin, and a toilet, and constant hot water, high quality toiletries, as well as fresh towels every single day. And the Royal Scotsman is among the world's most luxurious trains, with mahogany clad cars, as well as just the pure elegance, as well as an onboard spa in one of the cars. And of course, you can enjoy just some Scotland cuisine while you're traveling. Again, very unique. And it's a really true dining experience while you're enjoying the scenery as you're passing by. Now, lined with rich design, each has a very ultimate pure luxury living area, as well as the facilities include lower beds, a dressing table, full-length wardrobes, individual controlled heating, ceiling fans. You can open your windows, and even the cabin services, they offer a call button. So whenever you need any assistance, they can come directly over towards you. And each bed, there's always a foam pillow, and of course, there's a quilted cotton bed covers as well. Then you're gonna arrive into Edinburgh, which is Scotland's capital city, and it's very well renowned for its heritage, culture, and even the festivals that they offer. Now you can take a long walk and walk around the century to really enjoy the World Heritage sites. You can visit Old Town or even New Town, visit the museum and galleries like the National Museum of Scotland. There's shopping centers, or even visit Edinburgh Castle, shop along the Royal Mile. Just so many different activities to really take in with this amazing city. And for any Harry Potter fans, K. Rowling actually wrote some of the Harry Potter um, portion of the books, and really a lot of inspiration and landscapes that she has for the characters and locations in the movies all came from the Edinburgh Cafe known as the Elephant. So our Belmont Royal Scotsman Highland journey, it's an 8-day trip going London to Edinburgh using the Royal Scotsman, and it's only starting from $5,629. Now, this is our Eastern and Oriental Express from Bangkok to Singapore. Now, we're including Thailand and Malaysia in this package, and it's really great because you're going to have one night in Bangkok. You'll be able to head over 3 nights on the Eastern and Oriental Express overnights, and then you're going to be able to arrive into Singapore for a 2 night stay. So starting off, you'll arrive into Bangkok really for an overnight stay. Now, of course, we can customize if you like to add on multiple nights to enjoy this amazing city. It's well known for its tradition, really temples and palaces, floating markets, rooftop bars. Just sightseeing in the capital is it's just gonna fly by extremely fast. So again, if you just like an overnight, that's what the package offers. But if you like to add more nights, then speak with one of our consultants. And maybe and you can make sure to really try out the street food because they offer fresh cut fruit, ice cream sandwiches, grilled chicken, iced coffee, milk tea, really whatever you're hungry for. Just look in a specific direction, and there's someone that's going to be selling it, whether it's extremely cost efficient or just really cheap, right nearby you. Now, then you'll be able to enjoy breakfast at your hotel before being transferred on the station to begin your journey on board the green and gold carriages of the cherrywood paneling, the Eastern and Oriental Express. Now, this route will include just amazing views, really, as you can see in the images. And you'll be able to see some Thai countryside and rice fields and villages. And by day, you can enjoy your cabin, which is filled with natural light, soft fabrics, and astonishing Asia landscapes, as well as really a private cabin window, so you can enjoy it just from your room, or you can visit the lounges. And then you're going to just have an unforgettable meals because of the renowned chefs that they have on the Eastern Oriental. And after dinner, you can return to your cabin where it's now transformed into a comfortable bedroom area for which was all created by your private steward. Which, as you can see here, really makes it a pure luxury class. And you're going to be staying 3 nights overnight in these cabins, so you'll enjoy them quite a bit. And then you'll be able to bid a farewell over on the train when you arrive into Singapore, where you'll be able to stay for a 2 night stay. Now, Singapore is a melting pot filled with just Chinese, Malay, Indian, and European influences. So, really, you'll be able to enjoy this town at your own leisure. We would recommend, we can book sightseeing tours, visit the different national gardens, as well as just so many different activities you can do. Specifically, the night safari, which is the world's first nocturnal zoo and is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Singapore. Now, our Eastern and Oriental Express from Bangkok to Singapore is a week journey going Bangkok to Singapore, and it's only starting from $4,199. And this one's actually one of my personal favorites. It's our Trans Canada and Rockies adventure with Rocky Mountaineer. Now, this is going coast to coast, which is a true train experience, sleeping overnight on the train, as well as utilizing the Rocky Mountaineer for just pure luxury class. Now, starting your journey, you'll have a 2 night stay in Toronto, which is the capital of the Canadian province of Ontario. Now, you'll be able to have a hop on hop off tour bus, which features top sites like the Royal Ontario Museum, Casa Loma, the Hockey Hall of Fame, Toronto Harbourfront, Eden Century, and even Chinatown, among many others. Now, for many of you who may or may not know, the Hop on Hop Off Pass really gives you access to enjoy a tour bus or even a trolley of the major sites in the city. But say you want to be able to get off and do your own touring around. Well, that's where the Hop on Hop Off comes in place, where you can just get off, do your own touring around, and say you want to get back on the tour where you left off, just go back to the stop every 15, 30, 45 minutes, depending on the area. The bus or trolley will come back around, pick you up, and you can continue on the tour where you left off. So it's going to be your transportation and tour guide in one. Now, we also include admission to the CN Tower as well as sweeping views of Toronto, which is all included in the package. And the reason why you have 2 days in Toronto is because the following day you'll have a full day trip over to Niagara Falls, one of the natural wonders of the world. Now, with this trip, it's a hotel pickup. It's a full day tour where they'll pick you up from your hotel, take you over to Niagara Falls, where you can enjoy a hornblower cruise, which takes you up close and personal to the falls. Really, the mist. There's Niagara's Fury, which you can get up close and personal with the falls, but on the land portion, so you really feel the power of the falls. There's the white water walk, so where the water crashes, there's a area where you can just walk along it, and it just looks like pure white water just raging through. Even behind the falls activities, so you can there's a tunnel that was a man-made tunnel that goes behind the falls, as well as a locked door, so you can actually see all the falls off. So many activities really to take out all of the experiences in one day, and after that you'll be able to take your shuttle back over to your hotel where you can enjoy your final night before heading off over on the Canadian, which is a train where you'll stay 3 nights overnight heading over to Jasper. Now the Via Rail, it's a extremely nice train to be able to ride on. It offers fantastic food, gorgeous views, and of course they have the dome cars. They have different activities you can enjoy. But really, the true train experience I want to be able to chat with you about is the Prestige class. So on the Via Rail, they have many different classes like the economy class, upper and lower berths, cabin for one, cabin for twos. But the Prestige class is the highest class on the train, and since we're talking about luxury travel, this is the best way to travel. Because here, not only is it more spacious, it's actually 50% larger than our cabin for two, but it includes a leather L-shaped couch, and that's only by day, as you can see in the lower left picture. But if you look at the upper left picture, it also shows a double bed for two by night, and it's the only class on the train where you can actually sleep two in one bed on the same level. The other ones are more of a bunk bed style. And of course, a large window that you can see, and they also have radiant heat in floors and walls, so you can be nice and toasty in your room. So you can, if you like the privacy, you can have your meals delivered directly to your room, enjoy the sights from your window, or you can go over to the Prestige lounges where they offer bar services, snacks, and this is all complimentary. Bar services, snacks, different types of coffees, different activities such as wine tasting, interactive talks, local history on geography and culture. And from time to time, they even have live musicians who travel on board the Via Rail, so they can actually ride complimentary by playing live music in the dome cars. And of course, in this cabin, you have a private washroom with a shower, all within the cabin itself. And so really, it's a true train experience. Now, after that, after spending 3 nights overnight on the Via Rail, you'll be able to enjoy a relaxing day when you arrive into Jasper. Now, Jasper is an alpine town in the Canada's Alberta province, and it's actually a commercial center for really the Jasper National Park. And for many of you who may know, Jasper is a frequently sold out town with limited supply of accommodations. But with Railbookers, we have inventory in these highly sought out destinations. Now, if one picture were to describe the beauty of the Canadian Rockies, this is it. Because you'll get a chance to explore some of the great pictures of Lake Louise and really take your own photos. And you'll be able to enjoy a tour of Johnson Canyon, which is just another spectacular treasure of the Rockies. Now, after a leisurely ride enjoying wildlife, pristine lakes, breathtaking mountain peaks, you'll be able to arrive into Banff. Now, Banff is a resort town in the province of Alberta, located right in Banff National Park. And just like Jasper, Banff is a town frequently sold out since it has limited supply of accommodations. But with rail bookers, we have inventory in these highly sought out destinations. Now, from Banff to Kamloops, you'll actually be able to board the amazing Rocky Mountaineer, where you'll be able to continue on your journey on an overnight hotel in Kamloops and then going over to Vancouver. Now, the Rocky Mountaineer, it just is going to unlock a world of unparalleled beauty as you carve your way through the Canadian Rockies aboard an all-domed fleet, um, but also offers complete luxury. And now there's two classes I want to go over, Silverleaf and Goldleaf, which both provide dome train cars as well as all the meals included. But there are some differences, so I'm going to discuss them as follows. First off, Goldleaf. Goldleaf has seating on the top level of a bi-level car, so which means it's a two-level train car. And beneath the top level is the Goldleaf seating for the dining car for Goldleaf travelers only. Now, but with the Silverleaf, they they're on a single level dome car. So as you can see in the previous photo, it had the panoramic windows. Here it also does as well, just not fully leveled out. And Silverleaf includes gourmet meals such as Goldleaf, but the meals are served at their seats versus in the dining car. And complimentary beverages including alcohol and as well as luggage and baggage delivery to the hotels all included. And then you're going to arrive into Vancouver, where you'll be able to enjoy the fourth largest cruise port in the world, which is a great pre and post package to be based out of Vancouver. Now, this is just an amazing town where you'll have a hop on hop off sightseeing pass included, which will take you to sites like the Guest Town Steam Clock, Stanley Park Totem Pole, Canada Place, and just so many more. But with this location, this is will be your conclusion. But again, speak with a consultant if you'd like to add on maybe Victoria Island so you can enjoy the Butchart Gardens, or even head it down to the U.S. where you can enjoy Seattle, Portland, San Francisco. We can do anything. Now, this package, again, it's an amazing package, 13-day trip, really all including everything. It's starting only from $5,149. Great package at a great price. Some of our honorable mentions on our other popular packages are Scandinavian Grand Tour, our Ultimate Venice, Florence, and Rome package, our Complete Scotland by Rail, Best of Emerald Isle by Rail, as well as our Canadian Rockies Discovery Eastbound, which the major difference is, like the last package, it was coast to coast or close to coast to coast, where Canadian Rockies Discovery Eastbound is focused specifically just on the Canadian Rockies using Via Rail. So really to wrap it up, what really differentiates rail bookers from maybe any other options is that you don't have to wait to book. The moment you know you want to plan a vacation, we can book it up to 24 months in advance with the everything reserved. It's not an estimated cost. We actually make the reservation with the hotel, sightseeing, rail system tours, activities, with timings and excursions. That actually falls under the other point, one-stop shop, because now no more hassle. You don't have to worry about trying to figure out who it is that you need to communicate with or who was the one person who helped you out with this reservation. Where maybe for the rail you know someone, and then for the hotels you have another contact, and maybe you have five hotels in a package that you're booking, and that's five different contacts. Where with rail bookers, just make one call and you'll have all of the information you need. Now, flexibility to curate your perfect trip because we can customize any kind of trip you're looking for. Again, there's no limit because of our partnerships. We're able to do that, and we have access to so many different hotel properties, different locations, different cities. Um, maybe you want to go visit family, we can arrange it so you can actually meet with them. Again, whatever you're looking for, we can make it happen. And fantastic customer service, because since our consultants are sent on our trips, they're very excited to be able to communicate with you really on the sites that you'll be able to enjoy, to see some recommendations. Maybe you had no idea that like the Gothard Pass or the Gothard Tunnel was even an option, or going up to Jungfrau Joch to be able to enjoy the amazing sights of the top of Europe. Maybe you didn't know that there were two different stations where they provide completely different views of some with a waterfall through the prairies, or another one where it was just going to take you on a train route. So we have all the information you need, and we're very excited to be able to assist you with that. So how to book? Just give us a call. Our reservations department number is 888-829-3040. Just give us a call and we can go straight into quoting and assisting you. But better yet, give a call to your personal or local travel agent so they can actually reach out to us so we can communicate with them on creating the perfect vacation package for you. Again, that's the most recommended because most of our agent partners, they already know how to use our system and communicate with us. So reach out to them so we can assist them to better assist you the best way possible. And if you'd like to have an idea before calling in of what vacation you may be interested in, then by all means visit our website at railbookers.com. Our website's very easy to navigate. You can just go to railbookers.com, click on destinations, and then the continent that you're interested in. Or maybe you don't know what continent you're interested in. Then just select vacation types, and you can see sites like scenic journeys, rail journeys, multi-cities, pre and post trips. The list goes on and on. Whatever you're looking for, it's very easy to navigate. Now, don't forget, you can download your own flyer here with our specials and the packages we went over today, so you can have those on hand. So when you call in, you can just speak with our consultants about really the ideas that you had. And if you have any questions, now is the time to input them into the question box below, and I'll be more than happy to provide an answer. So I'm gonna just please hold for a moment while I pull up the question box. Okay, perfect. Yes, just continue the questions, just continue to fill them in. Okay, perfect. So a question is about brochures. How can you actually receive them? So if you like a hard copy brochure, which all the brochure covers I went over at the beginning, we can send those over to you. All you have to do is go to railbookers.com, go to scroll to the bottom and request a brochure, and those will be sent out to you. Just be aware though that our brochures only cover about 5% of what we offer, where since we can customize, we can make any kind of trip become possible, but it's a great place to start. Perfect. So maybe if someone is I see here someone's asking about maybe handicap or accessible rooms, or maybe if they're disabled, how would that look like planning a trip? So it's always a case on case basis, specifically on the destinations you're looking for. Because since there's so many different rail systems, we work with all of them, but we know specific routes where we have tours and activities that are accessible, handicap accessible, so you can still enjoy them the exact same way, where you don't have to do anything else differently. Some of the train, like in Via Rail, we also offer red cap services for anyone who may need extra assistance because of condition, or they just assistance in general, where they would be able to assist you in pretty much train station to hotel or vice versa with your luggage, or helping you off the train, helping you on the train. We also have accessible rooms on the Via Rail. Well, we just need the dimensions of maybe if you're in a wheelchair, or maybe if it's electric or manual. So again, we assist so many different clients where we are capable of offering different vacation packages. It's just a case on case basis. So just give our consultants a call. Again, our number is 888-829-3040, and they can actually go into detail with you on sharing with you what would be the best vacation for you. Now, I have a great question here. Someone was asking if it costs more to actually customize the vacation than just going with a package. So again, great question. And no, it does not cost any more to make a customized vacation. The only difference is that you can actually get a quote a lot faster if you just choose one of our packages. So say over the phone, we can quote a package within a few minutes with you on the phone. So you already know what the price would be of the trip. You don't have to wait a week long. It happens right over the phone. But if you want to customize anything, the more customization, the more time would be required. Typically, I've always seen all of our quotes, even if it's extremely customized, like Norway going over to Portugal with 2 months in between, with just activities, tours, hotels. That took only 24 hours to actually send out a quote. So you shouldn't wait any longer than a day to actually get out a quote, but it does not increase the price. It's completely the same, just whatever you put in it. Okay, continue the questions. So I see someone's asking about security measures. Really, how does it look like when you're traveling by train? So, or even booking a trip. So, whenever it's very simple, it's not so much like the airport TSA where you have to go through lengthy check-in procedures. When you go to the station, you can actually just walk straight through. They have a very minimal. I would say that because when you're traveling by train, it's just you have your luggage, you're going over to your station, and you can just go straight on board, and it's a very easy process. It's not going to be lengthy where you can actually airports you have to arrive maybe 4 hours ahead just to make it on time. Train stations you can just go directly onto the trip. Okay, great. So, I see someone's asking for if they're a single traveler and they're taking a vacation, how would that look like? So, all we do is select what it is you're looking for with the hotel, sightseeing, tours, activities, so and so. So, we put it all together and we get a package price. So, we don't select the price, we just select what it is you desire. And so, all the hotels, the rail systems, they do apply a single supplement charge. So, you do get charged for that second person that would have been in the room because the way the hotels view it is that they're losing money because it could have been two people, but there's only one. But it's again case by case. Some hotels they only charge maybe 50% increase, where other locations they charge the full 100% increase of two people. And but as for the rail system, like Canada, they we do offer cabin for one, so there is no increased charge. You actually can have your own cabin if it's just you traveling on your own. So again, whatever your location you're looking for, then we can find the best route. But typically there is a single supplement charge. Okay, someone's asking if they're limited to the hotels on our website. So if you're looking on our website right now, you'll see if you look on any of our packages and you look at amenities, you'll see the hotels that we are contracted with, and they're the most recommended ones as well. But you're not just limited to those; those are just the contracted rates we get. So you would actually have a better price going with those hotels, and they're popular locations. They're 3 to 5 star properties. And so we can assist maybe if you're a family and you want to have a cost efficient trip, but there's five of you, and we understand how that can get pricey. 3 stars is great properties to go with, and they're very cost efficient, so you can enjoy your trip and go to more places. Or if you, it's just maybe honeymooners, or if you're just traveling on your own and you just want to go all out for a one of a time lifetime vacation, then we can go with 5 star properties or even 4 star properties. And if there's a hotel that you have specifically in mind, just let our consultants know. We have a back end list of so many hotels that we have partnerships with that we can make reservations for. But but if we don't have the specific name you're looking for, then we can give our best recommendation. Perfect, perfect. Just continue the questions. Okay. So someone's asking when is the best time to book and how does it look like either paying the deposit or full payment. So the way that our process works is actually quite simple. Um, when you make a reservation, when you know exactly what you're looking for, I recommend calling immediately to get a quote and make the reservation. And here's why. Because when you book up a hotel, and this is just anywhere, no matter if it's North America, Europe, just different areas. When you book a hotel, the next one goes up in price because there's less availability. Hotels increase the price. We don't, the hotels do. The rail system, if you book up a cabin, the next one continues to go up in price because they have brackets. They're more of bucket brackets. So once they hit a certain number, then they just increase the prices on everyone. So when the farther out, the better. Now, if you have to plan a trip a month in advance, it's better planning it a month in advance than trying to plan it 2 weeks prior. But we want you to be able to have the most cost efficient trip because one trip that can cost $5,000 for a couple, the same amenities can be double that at cost, maybe at $8,000, $10,000 for the exact same trip if it gets close to the date. So we rather you have a more cost efficient trip so you can enjoy it more. And as for making the reservation, as long as it's outside of 90 days prior to departure, we would only require a deposit. Now, a deposit would look $250 per passenger plus the trip protection if you do choose to take that, which our consultants can go more into detail with our trip protection. But that's all it would take. So if you plan 24 months in advance, you can actually place just the deposit, and you don't have to make monthly payments. You don't have to do any kind of different plans, no financing or anything like that. You just make the deposit, and then 3 months prior to departure is where the final payment would be required. So we have some of our clientele. They would call in every month or every 2 weeks, just saying, "Hey, I want to pay I want to pay $100 off, 200 today, or even 1,000, or I just want to pay the remaining balance." Whenever they like, they just call in, provide the reservation number, and then we can do that as they go. And or some people just want to wait till the 90 days and then they just pay the final payment. Either one's perfectly fine. Okay, perfect. Just continue the questions. Okay, perfect. So the best time to actually travel, I see that someone's asking the best time to actually travel over to Paris, London and Paris, where it's not too hot, not too wet, not too cold. So typically, when we get those questions, we realize the best time to travel is right when everyone's going back to school because there's more. Whether it's perfect temperature, of course, during the summertime is the great time to travel. But there's just so many travelers there where if you want to enjoy just kind of have more space, more room, really enjoy the time. It's almost like going on a weekday versus going on a weekend. But during seasonal time, I would say mid-September would be the perfect time to actually travel. But if you're fine with maybe a little warmer temperatures, summer is also a great time to travel as well. Now, a lot of our packages are year-round. Tourism activities may not be year-round, but a lot of our packages are year-round. So if you have to go during the winter, you can during the winter because it's a much different experience. Like Canada, a lot of people want to travel during the summer to be able to enjoy just the nice warm temperatures, but some people actually want to travel during the winter because they see a different version of Canada as well as enjoying the Niagara Falls when it's frozen over. Just really different experiences. If you've already been on these trips, then we can recommend the best route to take so you can see a different experience, different perspective than you're used to. So I just want to thank everyone again for joining us here today. Again, with our website, it's railbookers.com. Our reservations department number is 888-829-3040, and our operation hours are Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And as well as now recently, Saturdays, we are operating 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we look forward to assisting you with any kind of questions. Please feel free to call us immediately for any kind of quotes you'd like us to put together. We'll be more than happy to get you over an email with the quote in detail. Just give us a call or have your travel agent give us a call. Thank you again. This is Baltazar with Railbookers.